Well, it's a lovely summer's day. Okay, it was raining a little bit earlier, but we bumped into Shahzad Sheikh and A.K.A. the Brown Car Guy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. We didn't so much bump into me. We were kind of liaising with each other.
Well, yeah, but it is actually one of those things that you get here and go, oh my word, there's actually far more people here on a public day than a press day.
Yeah, no,
so
it's really good. Yeah.
And then you basically photobombed our video, and it's all good.
Yeah,
and then we did the same back.
Yeah, no, it was enjoyable.
You're shopping for a suit, sir.
well, the guys from A.K.A. from Napoli in Italy have very kindly let us sit down and rest our legs for a few minutes here whilst we have a nice chat. So yeah, it's worth giving them a shout out. Anyway, there you go. But all tailored suits, very, very nice.
Yeah.
I would think I will try one on later.
well, we'll keep that for another day.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think of this event then?
I think it's amazing. It's my first time at the event, and it's nice when the sun's shining like this, because when it was raining it wasn't so nice. But the sheer quality of cars and the variety of cars is just amazing. You know, there's something for everyone here, from real vintage stuff to actually modern classics. Yeah. You know, like Quattros and Golf GTIs. You know,
the fact that the Golf won as well, they're made in Germany.
It's incredible, because especially in the lineup that it's sitting in,
that's
where
what
there's
I mean.
an SLR and
BMW
there's an
M1.
SL, BMW M1, you know, and the Quattro.
Yeah.
But I think that's just credit to its owner, who spent a lot of time and effort working on the car. And I think that's one of the things that you see here, especially if you get to meet and talk to the owners. It's fantastic, because then you find the story behind the story.
You do.
You understand what's gone into that car.
One thing the guys are probably asking themselves is, who are you?
Who the hell am I?
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, we've seen you in Motoring Middle East and the Brown Car Guy, and you know, just your own journalism and that kind of thing. But where did you start out in this kind of thing?
You won't believe it. I actually started out in 1989 in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I was the kingdom's first motoring journalist, believe it or not.
My word, that is a hell of a legacy, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah. In fact, the current king of motoring journalism in Saudi Arabia, a guy called Bakr Azhar of Saudi Auto, check him out. He's a good dear friend of mine, but I always tease him by saying that, you know, I'm your predecessor, I set this up for you.
Oh, but he's
a lovely chap though. And so I actually, basically, I was always into writing, I was always into cars.
Yeah.
I was living in Saudi, we were, as a family, my dad was working there, and as part of the work that his company did, they provided communication equipment to a newspaper called Saudi Gazette.
Right.
So being into writing and interested in this stuff, I used to, like, whenever I could, go along with him to go and visit the offices of a newspaper.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is back when newspapers were still newspapers.
Yeah.
They used to do paste up on the board. There was no DTP, there were no computers. They would actually, you know, print them out, paste them up, cut it, you know, hot metal and all that. So I used to blag a visit whenever I could, and by doing that, I got friendly with the features editor and the editor and stuff like that, and eventually talked myself into getting a freelance role with them, writing features and introducing car stuff.
Well, you can talk, so I can see that.
So there was no car reviews at the time initially, because nobody did car reviews. So I just started doing general car stuff, but then after that I actually started getting hold of cars, you know, which was quite incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, you know, having one conversation with a car dealer there, the dealer going, so let me understand, so you are going to take a car and you are going to write about it in the newspaper? Yes. How much it cost me? No, it won't cost you anything.
That's how it was seen, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm like, and he's like, well, why will you do it then? Yeah. Because that's what I do.
I want some content. Yeah. That's a good car, and I want to shout it from the rooftops. Yeah, but that will cost me money. No. But that's how it was then.
Yeah. So that's basically where my journey started. So Saudi Gazette, then a year later Arab News, which was the biggest newspaper, English language newspaper in Saudi Arabia, still is actually. And then I moved back here to the UK. Then I did other stuff for a few years before breaking back into automotive in 98.
And then back to Dubai.
So in 98 I broke into, I got a job with EMAP, and I was on the digital side, and I actually then got transferred to Parker's Guides.
Oh my word.
And I launched their website in 1999, and within a year we were the second biggest website after Auto Trader.
I was going to say, that doesn't surprise me, but this Parker's is always where you check for any kind of
Parker's
stuff.
was very well known and very big, but also this is the early nascent days of the internet.
Yes.
There wasn't much useful stuff on the internet, so if you created something that was good.
Base level website as well.
So our website was fantastic because it was the first example of, there was all the prices and stuff on it, but there was the first example of something that was actually dynamic and interactive. We had something called a Parker's Chooser, which actually helped you to choose a short list of cars based on certain parameters that you put in. So for the time, that was unbelievable.
Well, I was going to say, coming from a web designing background back then, it was all just base level HTML. So to come up with something that was engaging, especially for cars, it's quite groundbreaking.
Yeah. So that's what we did, and then after that, I joined a magazine called Used Car Buyer, which we relaunched from a trade magazine into quite a high-end glossy magazine. We had Mike Brewer and Quinton Wilson writing for it and stuff like that. Okay. From there, I went to a company called Data Dynamics, which is an international automotive research company, and they basically analyze markets and volumes and sell data and car specs. So I was handling their international internal news agency. So I was doing that for about a year. And then what I really wanted to do was do my own magazine, and I got an opportunity finally to take on Car Magazine, but not in the UK, the Middle East edition of Car Magazine in Dubai.
Now it's starting to all fall in place.
So in 2006 I moved to Dubai to do the Middle East edition of Car Magazine, which was like a dream come true. And we very quickly established it into the premium prestige best title in the Middle East, actually. In fact, I just met a couple of people here that were reminiscing about the car days. They're also from Dubai.
Well, I like the banner on the YouTube site of the camel. That really always grabs me.
So that was later on. So after Car Magazine, because Car Magazine, there was a 5-year contract with the publisher ITP in Dubai. So after that ended, Car Magazine had such an impact in the market, and we had such a following on social media and live events. We were doing cars and coffee type events.
It's not surprising, is it? I went over to Dubai to, I think it was an Emirates leadership thing, and it was I think it was called Bring Your Car to Work Day, which I'd never seen before.
But you always bring your car to work day, because that's how you get to work.
These cars, I got there and I was like, these don't look like your normal cars, and they were all under silk sheets.
Oh yeah.
And there was an F50, an F40, there was also an SLR McLaren and a GT40 as well. And I was just like, and they said, oh yeah, the head guy of Emirates loves his car, so he just says, if you've got a supercar, bring it. So
it's a massive car culture. And one of the things that I very quickly found when I was doing Car Magazine was that Car Magazine, for example, in this market is read by, you would say, maybe 80% aspirant people. People that dream about those cars but maybe cannot afford them. One thing I found very quickly with Car Middle East was that I was talking to a completely different audience.
Yeah, I was going to say everybody could buy it.
Yeah, I couldn't pull the wool over my readers' eyes because they own those cars. So, so it was very interesting. So that in itself actually helped us to get a very good reputation. So when Car ended, everybody was like, you need to do something else. So out of that demand,
was a great feeling, wasn't
it was a great feeling. It was fantastic. We actually had an end of Car party where a whole bunch of people turned up and they signed a cover of Car for us and everything, and they all, there was a sending off of the editor of Car and the deputy editor of Car at the time, who was my former partner Imtishan Giado. Out of that was born a desire to then actually cater to the market and create our own brand, which is Motoring Middle East, which is still going. So check out motoringme.com.
And that's where YouTube came
And that's where we then progressed into social media, into YouTube, and then since then I've done TV, and we did 6 years of radio as well on Dubai Eye.
If you've not seen that channel, definitely check it out. There's everything on there, from Chinese SUVs to supercars.
Absolutely, everything, totally. I mean, we were very lucky to have driven all kinds of cars. A lot of the cars that you see around you here today, we've been able to get our hands on because of the market that we were in.
Yes, exactly.
So, and so I've done TV as well with Fox Network in the Middle East.
Oh, Autocrats.
Autocrats, I've done that. And then since the end of last year, I moved back to the UK, and now I'm sort of establishing myself here.
Was it just the magnetism of the UK that brought you back then?
Well, the UK is home to me.
Was it Brendan and Kevin Haggerty as well?
Kevin Haggerty is a good buddy of mine as well, formerly of Pulling Power TV show.
We bumped into you at the London Motor Show with Kevin and had a nice chat. So it's good.
I'm maybe doing some more stuff with him as well, so keep an eye out for that. He's a very cool guy. But honestly, I've been out in Dubai for 13 years.
It's quite wild,
and I think I've done just about everything that I could have done there. So I figured it was time to come home and see what the future holds there. It's a very exciting time. So at the moment I'm freelancing for quite a few publications and then collaborating with great people like yourself.
Yeah, well, it'd be good to have you featured on some of the reviews and some of the car content that we're going to be putting out. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much.